Alright, what's up, the Trans Brothers? This is like the third attempt making this video. I think YouTube is have like something against me or whatnot, but either way. I want to first warn you guys, well, not warn you guys, but tell you guys that I'm going to be making a video very soon, sometime today, updating you guys on information on the auditions. So, if you have audition or want to audition, you know, this is, not this, but the next video is going to be for you. Alright, so, as usual, I'm Shy, your Sundays. This week's topic is pretty much everything and anything having to do with your name. Now, not your birth name, but kind of like how you chose it, why did you pick that name, is there any significance to that name, anything, literally anything and everything having to do with it. So, I'm going to try my best to tell you guys the story of how I picked my name. I'm also going to put a link down below of a few videos of mine, just because they might have been more interesting than this one. I'm really tired right now. I recently woke up and whatnot, so it may be interesting. So I wanted to make the video, and I wanted to make sure I could make the video, but at the same time, I want you guys to have the information you need and to see the difference. Because okay, first things first, I want to explain to you guys why I decided to make this topic, and I want to thank Livy because Livy usually makes the topics. Well, most of the time makes the topics, and this week she did, but she does, and it really makes me very appreciative towards her. But this week's topic was important to me, and why I thought it was important was because, first things first is that I recently got my name changed legally, which I'll be showing you a little bit of it. Um, and that's part of what made me want to do this. The other is that I think it's really important to the trans community to realize that not everybody's going to have a trans guy name, or I don't know if there's trans girls' names because I'm not in trans girl community, gal community, whatever you would call it. But as for in the trans guy community, there are trans guy names, and I wanted to show that yes, some of us may have trans guys' names, but some of us may not, and there's always a story to why we pick a name. There's always a story, no matter if it's an awesome, amazing, really cool, really far out story, or if it's a really boring story, but there's always a story behind it. And I think it's always important so people know and so people don't judge. People shouldn't judge anyways, but I'm just saying, I think it's important. It's always an important subject. And pretty much any trans collab you're on, at least the ones I've been on, you've yet to see one that doesn't touch base on this subject. And since I've come on this channel and from before to after, there are some new faces. So this is a topic, it's a good topic. Alright, so going in. So how did I pick Shy slash Yeshaya for my name? And how did I pick Yeshaya Storm as to change my name to? So the story goes, in the beginning of the story, which is set back about 4 years ago. Less than 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Oh god, I've been out of high school that long. Either way, yes, I'm having one of those moments. So it was at the time when I started realizing I was either genderqueer or genderless. I wasn't sure, but either way, I knew I wasn't trans, but I was like kind of thinking maybe I was trans. So starting to nitpick at the idea. And I had a friend that was trans guy, and when I really realized that I needed to go by a different name, I asked him like, "What name should I go by?" That's pretty much what I said to him straight off the bat. What name should I go by? And he's like, we got into a whole discussion at first of what basically what language or what ethnicity should the name come from. And then at a point he said, "You're Jewish, right?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm Jewish." It's like pretty much saying, mm-hmm. And he said, "Well, why don't we pick a Jewish name, or why don't we look at Jewish names, or whatever, either way. Or why don't you look at Jewish names?" Because basically what I did is that I looked at names and then I picked two, and he helped me figure out which one. Alright, so I Googled popular Jewish boys' names or something, and I don't remember exactly what I Googled, but I looked up Jewish male names. And on the list there were two that really struck me. In a good way. No, I'm not dead. Was Shy and Rafi. Now, I think the ironic thing about Rafi is that I didn't pick it, and yet I have a really good friend who is another Jewish trans guy that, yeah, pretty much, he's almost in the exact situation that happened to me growing up till now. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Either way, going on. So I ended up picking Shy. He's like, you're more of a shy kind of person. I'm like, cool, awesome, great. 2 thumbs up. And so I started going by shy. My mom eventually found out after I came out to her, and about a month or two after, it was like a Jewish holiday or something. I'm pretty sure it was Shavuos, which we call the cheesecake holiday. At least our family does. And my mom was about to go to sleep, so she's like standing in the hallway, and about to go up the stairs, right by the stairs. And she said to me, "Isn't Shire pretty shy?" Thinking to myself, "Yeah, I think it is." That's what I said to her. So let me think for a second. Took a second, and I told her, "Yeah, I think it is." She's like, "Okay, I'm going to bed." Pretty much something in that extent. And I went into my room and started really thinking, like, "Oh crap, Shia is short for Shia." And that started really making me think. I was like, "Oh well, I think Shia was what I was meant to be born with," but I wasn't really remembering what my middle name was meant to be. And I have a different biological last name, just so you guys know. So that started my journey on asking my mother and asking my mother. Well, first I asked my mother what was my name going to be, and I found out it was going to be Shibaro / insert my biological last name. Then I wanted to use it. I wanted to ask my mom and start the journey of who were these people, and then I found out. Then I had to go on my own journey to figure out, well, is this really the right name for me to change my name to? When I legally change it, because this wasn't at the stage where I knew, like, I wanted to change my name yet. I knew I wanted to legally change my name, but I didn't know to what. So, that's how I decided to go by Yeshaya, was because, this was the name I was born with, well, so Shy / Shai. I still go by Shy. It was the name I was meant to be born with, I believe. So, that's pretty much the reason why. So with choosing my name to legally change it to, that's I think the more of the subject I have to talk about is the last name, which is Storm. That's my mom's maiden name. And why did I pick Storm over my biological last name? Why didn't I just keep my last name? Well, first things first. Well, there's a few reasons. One is it didn't sound right. Shia Baruch, insert last name, didn't sound right. Didn't ring. Didn't have that tone. Little like, this sounds perfect. And then when I did Yeshaya Baruch, I'm like, oh my god, this sounds perfect. So, yeah, that's one of the reasons. The other reasons are some of it had to do with safety issues within the community. I didn't want people who wouldn't necessarily go on YouTube and figure out and find me. um, in certain situations where you have to be stealth, or where I believe that for your safety you need to be stealth, because I'm pretty much a very out person. Pretty much everybody knows I'm trans, and I'm very outspoken about it and whatnot. But in some situations, I feel it's not necessary for people to know. So for those situations, I wanted, for my safety, a name that is not as common in the Jewish community. So if I went to synagogue or anything like that, that people wouldn't put the pieces of the puzzle together, or if people may have realized my face from when I was a kid, something to that extent. I basically changed my last name for my safety. I still wanted to keep a name that was a family name, but I didn't want to totally change it, basically, to a name that wasn't a family name, but I didn't want to keep my last name. So if you want to watch more interesting videos talking about, at least I think, more interesting videos talking about my name change, actual legal name change, and via courts and stuff, and then how I chose my name, the links will be down below. Alright, so everyone have a safe week, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes.